Hey guys, fun fact, Bisqueware leaks. So earlier this week, I was editing a video and I got this idea in my head. I was like, hey, I should take a time lapse of Bisqueware leaking. And since I taught pottery to high schoolers, I've had plenty of times where a student has kind of forgotten what they were doing and filled up their Bisqueware with water and then left it somewhere. So I thought, oh, I'll set this up in my kitchen, take the video for about an hour, and we'll have a nice little time lapse of water leaking out of Bisqueware. So I set up this bowl, I poured a whole bunch of water in it, and I left it, filmed it. Okay, starting to get tiny droplets forming from the bottom of this bowl. It's gonna start building a puddle any minute now. I don't know why it felt like it would only take an hour for it to leak. Maybe the truth is most of the time I caught the kids in active filling their pot and got them to clean it up themselves, and the times that I didn't find it till the next day. The color of the clay is all the same, which means that the lip has wicked water up the side. When I first poured the water in, the top portion was whiter than the part where the water was sitting. It had turned sort of a cream color, and now it's all uniform, so there's water in the entire body of the pot. Kind of wish I'd set the camera lower. You can see all those little droplets. We're a couple hours in. I'm not sure when it'll start actually building up on the counter. It took so much longer than I expected. I don't know what it is. I'm sure there are variables, like with how thick the clay is or how big the vessel is and how much water is in it. But this is a pot I made as a demo for class, so it's not remarkably thick or thin. Man, this always felt like it went so much faster when it happened on accident. But we're getting closer. It's funny, you don't think about it smelling. Like, not bad, it just kind of smells like when you run the kiln. Man, almost there. Ooh, it's gonna be a puddle soon. Since I was thoroughly convinced this would only take an hour, every time I did a little recording throughout the day, I'd be like, we're almost there. It's about to leak. It's about to make a puddle. We're about 4 hours in. And look at all those little droplets on the outside. Oh yeah, there's definitely gonna be a puddle soon. The little droplets are more just drops. So we're getting close. Or a few hours. Maybe the equivalent of a school day. I'm pretty sure if I picked up the bowl, there is a puddle there, but the drops on the outside are definitely there. It has been all day. And there is definitely a puddle under there. But not as much as I was hoping, for dramatic effect. 24 hours. Okay, wow. So that took way longer than I thought it would. It has been overnight. I did not film overnight, but I'm trying to see if I can capture anything. There is a puddle under here. I don't know if you can see it. So we'll see if this is the most boring time lapse ever. 24 hours later. It has been much longer than I thought it would be. I do think we finally got there, but we do have a nice puddle there. Definitely a lot of drips under here. Took a lot longer than I thought it would. Now, the bowl here is still pretty wet. I'll need to wait at least 24 hours before it's ready to be glazed or anything. And you hear that? That dull sound? When it's dry, it has a nice ring to it. That's so interesting. So even though it took a lot longer than I thought it would, Bisqueware does leak. That's why it's important to have your clay vitrify, especially if you want it to be food safe. There's also something weird that happens when you put water in Bisqueware. When that water gets absorbed into the wall, even if you pour it out immediately, I've found that the Bisqueware gets this yellow tinge to it. Sometimes it's a water line, like where the water was spilled to. And what I found really interesting this time is that when I was cleaning up after my experiment, the paper towel was yellow. And I didn't know that that would happen, because in my classroom, there's already plenty of messes. I'm not looking at the paper towel to see what color it is. I'm guessing that the water moving through the Bisqueware is moving some sort of mineral with it. And I don't think it's coming from the water because it's happened on multiple Bisqueware pieces at different locations, different studios, my classroom, my house. So I don't know what that is. It's a bright, like, highlighter yellow. Pretty interesting though. So if you know what that is, let us know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video, found the experiment interesting, and I'll see you next time. Bye!